7 o'clock, we'll start the July 14th, 2021 regular meeting of Village Board. Start with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, clerk call the roll. Trustee Solotruck is on vacation. 3, privilege of the floor. So anyone who would like to be heard before the board? Anybody? Anybody in Zoom land? Okay, we'll close privilege of the floor. Item number 4, public hearing related to funding from New York State Department of State to develop BOA area nomination. Is there anybody who would like to be heard on that topic? Norabel, would you like to give us a brief overview of what we're talking about doing?
Sure. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Great. So we have been talking with the mayor about the prospect of preparing what's called a Brownfield Opportunity Area, or BOA, nomination application as part of this round of the consolidated funding applications through New York State Department of State. Sorry, that's a lot of acronyms I just threw out there. But essentially, the program is intended to fund a planning study. In our discussions with the mayor, the area of focus would probably include Mohawk Avenue, west of Collins Park, leading up all the way to the main gateways of the village, kind of by the school, heading up further north past Village Hall, and then also encompassing the village-owned property that's to the east of Collins Park by the waterfront. The applications are due June 30th. If awarded, which would probably be announced in December.
Assume it's July 31st?
Yes, July 30th.
Oh, 30th, okay.
Yeah.
You said June.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, we didn't miss it yet. If awarded, the project could get started in early 2022. They're generally around a year-long planning process. And then one of the benefits of this program is when you do a plan like this, it kind of what separates it from just a typical comprehensive plan or something like that is you can seek what's referred to as BOA designation. And that puts the village at a great advantage. Any future fundings application you go after for any grant, you're automatically prioritized for funding. There's also benefits to
Okay. Thank you. Is there anybody who would give one more chance? Anybody who'd like to be heard on the the grant funding application? So we'll close the public hearing. Item number 5, can we have a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the consolidated funding application proposal with Chasing Companies related to BOA nomination? And as make part of that too, it doesn't say it in here, but to pay the $4,000 fee out of our development fund.
I move the resolution.
I second.
Okay. All in favor? Let's do a roll call.
Trustee Brown?
Yes.
Trustee Rizzo?
Yes.
Trustee Gray?
Yes.
Mayor Gifford?
Yes. Okay. Item number 6, local law 2021F relating to encumbrances on streets and sidewalks. This is the bill to hope to control a little bit and make safer the existence of dumpsters and pile of building materials on the streets. The first part is a public hearing. Is there anybody who'd like to be heard on local law 2021F? Going once?
Can I ask a question?
Certainly.
It doesn't say in here, is there a cost for the permit?
That is a separate issue.
Okay.
We need to deal with that after. So for now, there's not. Would somebody like to move local law 2020-21F?
Mayor, before we move, I just want to make a comment about this.
Well, let's do a motion in second first and then do that, if you could.
Before we vote? So
Yeah,
it's
because if we don't get the motion in second, it's
moot point.
Points.
Is there anyone who'd be willing to move local law 2021F? Guess that makes it easy. Are we skipping item 7?
Sorry, I don't have an agenda in front of me.
Wait.
The transient,
Immersions, what is?
Yeah, I'm not, that's,
7 to 9, we're gonna limit the time,
Oh, okay, that's different. That wasn't the residential thing. That was the, okay.
The next item is 2021G, the transient merchant, limiting the vending hours to 9 AM to 7
are you okay
PM.
with 9 to 7?
Okay. Is there anybody who would like to introduce local law 2021G?
I'll introduce local law 2121G relating to transient merchants.
I'll second that motion.
Clerk call the roll.
Trustee Cook,
yes.
trustee Rizzo,
Yes.
trustee Gray,
Yes,
Mayor Gifford.
Yes. Item number 8. How do we state that one? Is it standard workday and reporting resolution for elected and
Yeah,
appointed
and I
officials?
have the actual resolution here, so I'll just complete it once somebody moves and seconds it.
Okay. Would somebody like to move to establish a standard workday?
I'll move to establish a standard workday and reporting resolution for the elected and appointed officials.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item 9, authorize the mayor to sign a memo of understanding with Schenectady County Unified Communications Center. Can somebody move that?
I'll move it.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10, a motion to authorize the mayor to sign a proposal with Prime AE relating to MS4 program coordination. We've been doing this for years.
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the mayor to sign the proposal with Prime AE related to the MS4 program coordination.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Yeah, that might be a conflict of interest, Justin, because you got to read it this year. You got the fun of reading it.
My dramatic reading of the MS4.
Okay, item 11, can we have a motion to authorize the mayor to execute the contract? It's
To amend.
2 contracts, right, Maria, with 2 contracts with Steve Ruby for the village's annual audit.
I would like to make a motion to contract with the Luby firm to do the annual village audit.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 12, can we have a resolution to amend the 2021 budget to increase A 7140-4190 by 16,845, offset by a decrease to fund balance for Collins Lake treatment.
I would move the amendment.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 13.
Mayor Gifford, about the Collins Lake treatment, so we're taking from the fund balance because we're awaiting grant reimbursement. I vaguely remember this being in the budget as a budgeted expense.
It was in the budget for 2021, and Jimmy was hoping to have it done by May 31st, but they did
Oh,
it
okay.
on June 2nd.
So the money from last
Went into
fund balance, so this is just a wash.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, can we have a resolution to amend the 2021 budget to increase A 5112-2000 by 8,870.50, offset by a decrease to A 0003501 to correct a CHIPS allocation.
I'll make a motion for a resolution to amend FY 21-22 budget to increase A 5112.2000 by 8,878.50, offset by a decrease from A 00000.3501 to correct CHIPS allocation.
So you're just trying to show you can do it better than I can. You didn't, so too bad.
I think I forgot his ear.
All right, all in favor? Oh, wait, did we get a second?
No.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item 14, mayor's comments to the board. So I think the most important thing this month is the changes in employees. At our last work session, we had a resignation from Andrew Kohout. Got Ryan Kenzior looking like he might be able to drink from the fire hose and keep going, although he called in sick today, so maybe we got to him. Anyway, Victoria, the court clerk, has left, and Audrey has been replacing her and seems to be doing well. We had a park guard resign. Do you know if Henry had any luck with?
Yeah, we have a couple.
We have a couple of people. Okay. So things are changing, but I think we're doing all right. Jimmy's been working diligently on the handicap parking lot down for Freedom Park. It's down by his offices there. He's got it all filled in with a bunch of layers and leveled out, and it's looking kind of nice. We got to next have to pave it. As you can't see it now, but we had another roof leak this week, and that was dripping in. I've got a guy, a roofing expert coming in on Monday to look at this. We're talking about the possibility of seeing if we can replace this roof before the building project, since it needs to be done anyway. So I'll talk to everybody about that later. The Freedom Park concerts have been going amazingly well. They were even in the rain. So every Wednesday and Saturday night, and quite a few Mondays now. We've got things going on down there, so make sure you go. And I think that's it. Item 15, correspondence liaison and special committee reports. Heather?
Yes, thank you. I met with Chief Harrigan. Thank you again, Chief, for your reports. A few things going on this month.
Is your mic on?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I'll move over here. Austin Gothair did resign, and the chief is seeking a replacement. He does have a few options and more to come on that. There will be sergeant interviews in August, and after the interviews, there will be a decision. I believe the board is being comprised now with regards to who's going to participate in the selection of the next sergeant. So good luck to all on that. Also, the chief did inform me today with regards to the public traffic safety grants. The current one expires in October, but we did receive another grant, and I believe that was about $5,400. I do want to commend the police department helping out with the car show, no incidences, a great crowd. Thank you, Trustee Rizzo, for putting together such a fabulous car show and great event for our community. And I want to also thank Chief Harrigan for doing an outstanding job on the award ceremony and recognizing our officers. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to attend, but I know the other trustees and the mayor were present. And
the mayor was in Maine.
Oh, you were in Maine? Okay, just the trustees, Trustee Rizzo and Trustee Cook and Trustee Solotruck. So I want to thank you. Put a lot of time in that, a lot of effort of off hours. And we have a great group of police officers. And I think every meeting I say the same thing, that they're a wonderful group of guys and gals. And I want to thank them for making sure that our community is safe. And it's one thing we don't have to worry about is we have a strong police department. And I hope that continues for the village of Scotia. So I thank you as a resident and also as a board member. With regards to reporting from the clerks, I did have a telephone meeting with Maria Marks. The tax bills are payable until the end of August. I want to recognize all the clerks too. They're in the office, they're there daily, they're there full-time, 9 to 4 are summer hours, so step down. Social distancing still permitted and ongoing, but I want to thank them because they should be recognized. They've done a lot of hard work. They may have not been here during the pandemic, but they were still working remotely from their homes. And there were a lot of off hours that I called Maria Marks, especially for guidance and the procedures that we all had to go through in such a terrible time. So a shout out to them. With regards to a report from Glenville, good news, the Thursdays in the Park at Indian Meadows Park will continue. There's going to be an event every Thursday. That will begin at 7 p.m. And starting on August 5th, 18 Strings of Trouble. August 12th, Two Shoes Trio. August 19th, Dixie Whiskey Cats. August 26th, 2096 band, and on September 2nd, there will be a kids movie, and that movie has not been selected yet. So more to come on that. So everyone, hopefully it won't rain and we can get out there and have some fun. I think we're all overdue for fun. Also, I just want to point out with regards to the library, it is progressing. Last time I did touch base and check on the completion date. I believe it's going to be towards the end of the year. So I'm hoping that stays true. If not, I'll have more to come on that after the next Schenectady County Board of Trustees Library meeting. And our flag, our United States flag, is on the building. Thanks to DPW. Thank you to Trustee Rizzo for putting it up. They did a fabulous job. And I know I already received a couple comments already on Facebook and through the community, so it looks wonderful on our Village Hall building. I want to also say a special thank you to Andrew Cohout. I know he's on vacation today, but since I think July 9th. But I want to give him a shout out of recognition. I was the DPW liaison, and that job is a tough job, and I want to thank everybody at DPW. They do a great job in the summertime, in the fall, in the spring, and the winter, especially the plowing. So Andrew, you did a great job. I appreciate you. Trustee Rizzo and I went down on July 8th before you went on vacation. We had a breakfast, and we just wanted to recognize you, the whole board here tonight. So thank you for all your efforts, and good luck in your future endeavors. I'm sure you'll do just great. And I think that's about it. So thank you.
Trustee Rizzo?
Mayor, okay. I want to thank, we had a car show this year. It was the most successful car show that we ever had. We had over 310 cars on the streets. All the stores and the vendors that participated did a very good job of selling their wares. And I also want to thank the Scotia Village Board who worked with our special events committee for putting on such a good program. Counted somewhere between 25 and 3,000 people on the street. So that was quite a crowd there. And the vendors that were open did a very good business, and it was enjoyed by everybody. The money we raised also goes for Holiday on the Avenue. And speaking about Holiday on the Avenue, we are setting up our first meeting within the next couple of weeks to put together a holiday for the village. The county is working on a centralized arraignment in the county jail for the town and village for off hours, so the police officer would be free. They would bring them up to the county jail and in the area that they have, and they would be arraigned and taken care of up there, and that would free up the officers to come back and do their duties here. I also on what Tom said about Freedom Park. I was there emceeing the show. You had a very good attendance, and I'm glad to see a lot of people starting to come out for it. The night was great, so it was a good group that played. I also want to thank Andrew Cohout for 10 years of hard work. Trustee Heather said that we did go there and have a breakfast for him, and he was very surprised on that. So I'm glad we acknowledged him. He did a very good job while he was here. And what else we got here? Oh, I want to thank Dan for inviting me for the ceremony. It was very well attended, and it was nice to see some of the old officers come in and get their awards. It was a really nice touch for that, and to see the new officers get recognized. So I really appreciate you inviting me in for that one. That was a real good place. People were wondering about the paving. I believe the paving will be coming out. They were supposed to do something today, but unfortunately, again, the rain has held them off. So maybe this week or next week, probably be the first of next week. They said it might be on the board. So Cutbrook and Viral will be done then. I know they made the necessary road cuts. DPW did, and they repaired the sidewalk so the wheelchair accessible. That's all been done. All the mains have been raised, so they're all ready to go on it. So when the paving comes, we should have some nice roads for the village to ride on. So I believe that is everything I have. Thank you, Mayor.
Just a little addition to that, if you don't mind. We got 2 calls yesterday from.
I want to thank. Excuse me. I forgot to thank Andy and Frank for putting up the flag. I know Frank was a little frustrated about getting things straight and level, and he did a great job. I just want to pass that out and thank him for the help on that. I'm sorry.
So we got 2 calls yesterday from 2 gentlemen at 47 Street about the danger of the potholes in front of their house and kicking up stones. And the one was apparently pretty well versed in roads, and he suggested that we come put a cold patch in the thing, and maybe it would last until they paid it. So I called up Brian at DPW and said, I got a call from Cutler Street, and he said, yeah, they're not paving it until Tuesday, or it'll probably be later because of the rain, and we were just thinking of going over there with cold patch. I hadn't mentioned it to him at all. And so within an hour, they'd done Cuthbert and Bly Road, and it was much better.
Yeah, I just go next to that. I saw it out there.
Yeah. So anyway, pretty good working all the way around. Trustee Cook.
Well, there goes half my report. So I want to begin the DPW report again by really kind of digging in on the expressions of gratitude to Andrew Cohout. I've had the privilege since being appointed to the board back last May, and then now actually serving in elected capacity to be his liaison. To see a village employee so dedicated to the village of Scotia, to his job and to his team. He's done, over his tenure, he's done a phenomenal job building a team that is highly skilled, committed, accessible, and responsive, as you heard about the coal patching of Cuthbert Street. What made Andrew even more special to the village of Scotia was his commitment to planning. That's not something you traditionally see out of a DPW superintendent. The fact that he alone, as well as his team, and a couple other village employees, secured over $10 million in grants for infrastructure, whether it be a park, whether it be water, sewage treatment plant improvements, or even everyday run-of-the-mill projects that may seem like nothing, but are really the backbone of this village. And that's something that, those are shoes that are going to be very big to fill. Some of the most recent projects Andrew's responsible for overseeing is if I had the opportunity to tour the wastewater treatment plant improvements that you've heard sporadically throughout the year. The fact that we now have a state-of-the-art facility capable of handling large amounts of sewage each day. On average, 1,211,000 gallons of sewage are pumped per day, just in the month of May alone. And the last time that facility underwent any kind of rehab was in the 1970s. So he was able to successfully secure grant funding to provide that necessary upgrade to a critical infrastructure element here in the village. In addition to that, you're going to see the old wastewater treatment plant next door torn down. That's been a blighted property for many, did I say many years? And because of, again, his leadership, his tenacity at seeking grants to improve the quality of life in the village, we successfully were able to get grant funding to mitigate the hazards in that facility and eventually tear it down to be turned into a park. Village residents love their parks. And again, because of his leadership, we will now have a new waterfront park for everyone to enjoy that will connect to a bike trail, which will then connect to the Mohawk Hudson Bike Trail, allowing residents of the village of Scotia to depart their home and embark upon the Empire State Trail, whether they want to go to Buffalo, New York City, or even Montreal. That site is going to be part of a stop for many tourists coming into this area. So we owe a much debt of gratitude to Andrew. And I have confidence knowing how he trains his team, how he manages his team, and how he builds his team, that Ryan will do a phenomenal job filling in the very large footprints that Andrew left behind. And I want to wish him all the best as he ventures off into his new endeavors, knowing that he will continue helping municipalities throughout this region, working in the private sector when it comes to project developments like what he's done here in the village. So Andrew, I know you're on vacation, and I just hope you know and accept my sincerest thanks. With all that said, I won't go too much into the road work because that was already discussed. But I do want to call into everyone's attention, that roads are paved in the village of Scotia on a very routine basis. Last year, folks on Glen Ave received a brand new road. After the National Grid tore up Alexander, Andrew and his team were able to negotiate reimbursement from National Grid to underwrite the cost of repaving of Alexander. And now Vly Road and Cuthbert, two of the most highly trafficked and longest roads in the village of Scotia, are undergoing routine maintenance. I encourage everyone to please be patient. There's a lot of work when you go and you repave a road because it's opportunities to make improvements. And I want to revalue our walkable streets. And in order for our streets to be walkable, they must be ADA compliant. And these curb cuts and ADA curb cuts are critically important to maintaining that walkability. So kudos to the team for going through and making sure all those are there. If in case you didn't know, over the last month, the docks are now in. And DPW worked alongside Scotia Fire to make sure the docks were in. Again, they had to replace several damaged boards on the docks, as in the water and electricity to the dock outlets are now running. Scotia Landing is a critical tourism attraction. In case you haven't noticed, the large yachts that decide to pull up and dock at Scotia Landing, it's affordable and it's located right on the barge canal, and you're going to see increased traffic, especially over the next 10 years as recreational tourism continues to flourish on the canal. Speaking of that, the DPW team also met with Shen Rowing to discuss site improvements of our boat launch in that little park area, the soon-to-be park area on Shawnee and Washington. There will be a very large crew regatta going on there, and they'll be using our boat launch as retrieval. So ongoing is a corrections plan linkage study advisory committee. The pleasure of serving on this, and a linkage study is another critical point when it comes to downtown revitalization. It allows us to take a look at our traffic patterns, traffic flows, availability of parking, as well as our sidewalk and streetscape to make sure that it is fitting the needs of our busy state highways, as well as our business district. So again, that's another grant brought to you by Mr. Andrew Kerhout. In terms of Scotia Business Improvement District, I want to personally thank the bid for sponsoring the dance floor at Scotia at Freedom Park this year. To be able to have businesses rally around such an important community asset, as well as attraction to the region, says something about the quality and the neighborhood connectedness of our local businesses. So thank you to the bid businesses for that. And I want to encourage all our residents to just not shop local, but shop Scotia. We've actually had 7 new businesses, pop up from the start of the pandemic, and they need our support now than ever. So whether you're grocery shopping, looking for music lessons, or even looking for new guitar strings, there's something for everyone down on Mohawk Ave, including a wide variety of restaurants and craft beer. I'd like to propose that the Village of Scotia encourage support of a restaurant week in the coming weeks and months, to again jumpstart some of our restaurants, not only in our business improvement district from around the area, as well as continue to explore some ribbon cutting opportunities for the new businesses that not only opened but thrived during the pandemic. There is before the Zoning Board of Appeals, proposed legislation regulating short-term and transient rentals. I have no further update at this time, other than language has been drafted and will be reviewed by the Zoning Board of Appeals before it is introduced. It's important to know that they are operating in the village. There are several non-owner occupied short-term transient rentals operating in residential neighborhoods, taking advantage of loopholes in zoning law. As this area again continues to see increased tourism along the canal, but also with the development of an 18,000 square foot swimming facility across the river in Mohawk Harbor, the village of Scotia, as well as its close proximity to Saratoga, could potentially become a destination for a lot of tourists. We just need to make sure that the integrity of our neighborhoods are contained. So with that, I yield back the rest of my time.
16, departmental reports.
I would make the motion to approve our departmental reports, and with a great thanks for everybody for doing a good job on them.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 17, can somebody propose the budget adjustments?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the budget, to do the budget adjustments.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 18, can we have a motion to pay the bills?
I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills for the village of Scotia.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 19, a motion to approve the minutes of the June 1st meeting.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 1st meeting.
I'll second it.
Go ahead. All in favor?
Aye.
We have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 9th meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
We have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 14th meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to approve the minutes of the June 21st meeting.
I would make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to approve the minutes of the June 23rd meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We had a busy month.
Yes, we did.
Item 24, new business. We have, was, Justin, can you read that? So,
First item under new business is a resolution. The proposal from Prime AE from July 7th. It's associated with the MS. Wait, that's the other. Nope. Yeah. Precision Industrial Maintenance related to the wastewater pump station project, contract number 1 for wastewater removal. Whereas the work for said payment is for some sludge removal and disposal, remaining costs of wet well cleaning, and a portion of laboratory analysis. And whereas the Prime AE has reviewed the request and approved it, now before be it resolved that the Board of Trustees approves payment number 2 to Precision Industrial Maintenance in the amount of $65,640.25 for the wastewater pump station project, contract number 1 waste removal.
okay, we have a motion.
I'll make a motion to for this resolution.
Okay,
Second that motion.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any other new business?
Just one more thing. I would, we gotta send a letter of thanks to Cumberland Farms in Scotia due to the overflow of vehicles. They allowed us to park their vehicles in their parking lot, and we had some pictures of Cumberland Farms. It really looked cool because they had the street, and then they had the upper part, and then they had 20 cars underneath where the gas pumps were. And they were very well accepted to let us park their vehicles. Along with the stewards.
Sell any gas anyway.
Along with stewards, but stewards wanted all the hot rods parked up against the building, so we did that, and we put some up in front. So we're gonna send thank you notices for them for letting us do that. We're most grateful for them, and they stepped up to the plate for us, so we really appreciate it. And as far as the docks, I do send Freedom Park schedule and the map of the village, and also I had some old package fees and stuff to the visiting center down at the Waterford Harbor. So when the boats are coming up river going west, they're usually docked and waiting for the boats to come down the flight. They would go into the information center and pick some information up. And it seems every year we're getting more and more boats in there. And I think maybe next year I would like to amend that, maybe make a little booklet so we can hand out also along with Freedom Park. I think it would be a great idea because Trustee Cook said that there's going to be a lot of traveling through the river, and it would be nice if we have our booklet made up for the boaters.
Sounds good. So Maria sent out a request for agenda items for Monday's work session. She isn't going to be here between now and then. Does anybody have anything for the work session? I was going to suggest we cancel it for this month. Do you guys care?
Tuesday?
Monday. Justin?
I'm totally okay with postponing Monday.
Okay. No problem. So, let's just do that. Okay. Anybody else have any other new business?
So one thing I just want to propose for perhaps either a future work session or even a potential village hall forum. There seems to be a lot of misunderstanding about elements of our village code as it relates to tall grass. Perhaps village residents don't understand the process, why the code came into effect, and how it relates to other quality of life codes that are currently on the books. And I'd like to propose that we as a board consider hosting a public village hall forum. It'll give us the opportunity to present the certain quality of life codes that might be in our village code, refresh our memories as village board members, or even educate someone who just joined the board. But also maybe begin to have a community discussion on how we can really dive in at the root cause of the issue. I noticed on the DPW report that there were well over 110 citations given during, I think, the month of June or May, but while only 8 resulted in DPW mowing lawns, and subsequently being reimbursed for the mowing of the lawns, I feel like there could be a nice community response. There is a group of individuals willing to step up in the community to help folks who might be in need of assistance with mowing lawns. And I think there's a great opportunity here to promote volunteerism, neighborly conversations, and helping a neighbor out while also keeping our village nice, and also keeping a key part of our zombie property identification. So
let's plan that for the last week of July. I'll try to schedule it. That'll give us enough time to get notice out to people.
Yeah, and I just want to comment, and I think I said this at the last meeting, the village is here to help people, and we have codes on the books for a reason. But we're here to, if you have a problem, you got to pick up the telephone. There's a lot of buzz going on social media, a lot of negativity. We got to work in our community together and change that around and help each other. Blasting each other on social media is not the way to go. The voices up here at the village hall may not hear you. They may hear you on Facebook or Instagram or whatever else, but let's turn it around. We're here to help. And I think I speak for everyone that's sitting up here. Give a call to any of us and we'll try to work together and solve any issues, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So be it.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.